The broken window theory is the loss of quality of life, isn't it? What are irritating crimes called? Quality of life issues.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I got it. The broken window theory, developed by social scientists James Q. Wilson and George L. Keeling, suggests that visible signs of minor crime and disorder, like graffiti or broken windows, can create an environment that encourages further crime and disorder, even serious crime.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
It proposes that by addressing these minor issues,
there you go,
such as cleaning up gas stations,
yeah, it doesn't say that, but it should,
communities can prevent more serious problems from developing.
Amen, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
I thought about you and your theory, and I was just looking for the piece. I can't find it now. When earlier today I read a piece about a fire pizza joint in Lowertown closing
in St. Paul
due to quality of life issues.
Yes.
And I thought, we need to go in there and clean that place up, get that Lowertown fixed up. Let's go stop the crime, pick up the mess, bring the people back.
And amen.
Well, if you want to get heavy, there's a real anti-mystery way to look at this. The tidiness in all things, let's just keep it to the public square. Tidiness in public suggests proprietorship. It suggests caring about something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It suggests ownership. Even if you don't own something, your ownership is ideological. It's the public square. You pay taxes. You have a vested interest. You're what the Mysterians call a stakeholder. But we stakeholders are not. We're not husbanding our investment. We're just as much. We've come a long way, because I've told you before, I'm old enough to remember the days when somebody pulled up to a red light and they banged their car ashtray on the street to empty 47 cigarettes.
Yeah.
And it was common.
Yeah.
It was common. I don't know why they would have done such a thing, but it was common. And so this repairing the torn fabric of the country would suggest that first and foremost, you would have to accept that part of the reason the fabric is torn is the broken window theory.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
I don't disagree with you, but unless we take this further, this is a naive approach. To me, this should be step one. Now I need steps 2 through 6. What's the next step? We all take responsibility for crime in our neighborhood? Because this is a start. How are we going to snowball this? What's the next step, Such?
Okay. If the fabric began to become stitched together by policing our cleanliness, I think other good things would follow that would not have to be spoken. It would just follow. People wouldn't be running red lights. The quality of the nuisance crime as it affects quality of life would begin to disappear.
Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's where I wanted you to take it. You're driving down the alley. You're driving down your block. You see your neighbor's garage door up. You know your neighbor's at home, but you don't see him. What do? Well, you go talk to your neighbor. You call him. Why is your garage door up? Your neighbor's not home? Close the garage door for him. That's what I'm talking about. You hear a car alarm in the middle of the night. You know it's Jeff's car from across the alley. You call Jeff. You call 911. That's what I'm talking about. We start looking out for each other again the way we used to.
and I know he has got a little bit nuts, but wasn't that what Giuliani did with New York when he took office? Wasn't that one of his main...
Oh, my God. That's a brilliant... I think
he
he's
did
right.
something.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that made him popular in the beginning stages of his tenure.
He destroyed 42nd Street. He took all the fun out of New York. And look what it did. It revived Manhattan.
How could he have fallen so far?
Well, again, I know he's nuts, but
No, he wasn't nuts. He's fallen into that. How could he have fallen?
He became nuts.
Let's try to focus on the good here. Let's stay positive.
But am I right?
Do you still have the broken window theory up?
I do, Joe.
Read it again.
Give that to me again. Was that sidekick in a can?
Yeah.
The broken window theory suggests that visible signs of minor crime and disorder,
Stop. Visible signs, I would also add, of just
decay,
and lack of interest. Now continue.
like graffiti or broken windows, can create an environment that encourages further crime and disorder, even serious crime.
I find that absolutely true. That just rings true. So if you tidy up the broken windows of the world, you're tidying up everything that would follow broken windows.
The theory says that visible signs of neglect or disorder, like a broken window, signal to people that the area is not cared for and that rules are not being enforced.
This is all GL stuff, Joe.
I'm resting my case here.
This is blowing snow for your neighbor who's on vacation. This is GL.
I think GLers are already doing that.
This perceived lack of control and order can embolden individuals to engage in more serious criminal behavior. The theory suggests that by maintaining order and addressing minor infractions, communities can create a sense of safety and deter more serious crime.
So now we have to take politics out of it. I don't care who you voted for. I got your back. You're my neighbor. I got your back.
But it wouldn't be necessarily true that Mysterians are slobs. That would be too generalized. That wouldn't necessarily be true. But the mystery, because of its contempt that the mystery holds for the country, I'm going back to my theory that they find the country flawed from its founding. They find that it's unjust, that it was put together by white guys, that not enough was. So they have, in my estimation, the mystery is as much guilty of there being broken windows as any other aspect of life, because the mystery does not preach proprietorship. The mystery is not concerned about property ownership. The mystery is not concerned about crime the way GLers might be concerned about crime. We're seeing examples of that every day. So
not across the board.
No, I know. I risk. I don't mean this to be a generalization, because that can't. There are plenty of Mysterians who have tidy property.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But generally speaking, this
I think it's more the people in charge, the activists that are now politicians. Well, I don't even think you can speak generally about them either. I mean, look at Melissa Hortman's place, immaculate, beautiful, well-kept place.
But I've never. I had my criticisms of Melissa Hortman. God knows, I considered her guilty for the month of January that they took off, and I don't share her politics. But by no means have I ever thought she was a Mysterian.
Right.
I think.
Keep going, John.
Not to argue with you, Joe, but to bring politics into it, I think defeats the purpose of the whole conversation.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think he's right, because that muddies the water.
Yeah, and both. I think one thing that strikes me about this conversation is right now in America, there's a lot of entitlement and selfish behavior, and I think that contributes. And it's on both sides. It's not, it's not a conservative thing. It's not a liberal thing. But that selfishness and entitlement, I think, makes people not want to contribute.
You're right. Those two words.
All they care about is what's good for me, and I'm not taking care of anything else.
Which accounts for the fellow walking out of a Speedway or any other gas station and crumpling up a candy bar wrapper and just leaving it on the ground.
Yep.
And that's a broken window. To a certain extent, that's a broken window.
I don't know if we can put driving into this, but what drives me nuts in my neighborhood up here, we have a lot of stop signs. They are not mandatory anymore for most people.
And that's
Just,
that's horrible.
Oh, yeah, it drives me crazy.
New kids learning to drive. I'm begging them, never automatically go when it's green. You got to check
You
both
gotta
ways.
look. Yeah.
Because there's idiots that don't care.
Right. But you're talking about physical stop signs.
I'm
aren't you,
talking about
John?
stop signs. Yeah,
Yeah.
where they're not mandatory. They just roar right through the stop sign, not even braking, just going, hey, nothing.
So-
I don't see anything. I'm going.
I think we could move into traffic. This goes for out on the freeway. Back off. Let that guy trying to merge in front of you. Let him merge.
There should be no such thing as road rage.
Yeah. Well, you're right.
In theory, you're correct.
Right, there should be no such thing. But that's a